Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading for the week of December 4 through 10, 2023. This will be a reading if you are Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising, or have any other significant Sag placement in your chart. This is for the week of December 4 through 10, 2023. However, if you are compelled to watch this video or the title of it resonated or something grabbed your attention and you felt compelled to watch this on a different week, then there is still a message here for you. There are no accidents. If you are returning to this channel, welcome back. It's very good to have you back, and I hope that we can provide some insight this week into what your next week is going to look like and what things are going to look like going forward. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. I hope that you find these readings enlightening and that they are helpful to you. And if you do, please consider subscribing to this channel, liking the video, and leaving me a comment, as all of these things help increase the visibility of the channel. Now, if you're not familiar with how I do readings, I always explain this every week. I use the Way of Cartouche, and I use an astrological spread. Way of Cartouche is a Egyptian system that I have been using for years. And I use those cards with the tarot cards, and this week I am using the Tarot of the Spirit deck. I use a different deck every week. And also I'm going back to the practice that I had when I did just general readings for everybody for the week, and that is to do pull one oracle card, and this week I am using the Essential Oil Oracle. So, and I lay all my cards out in advance just so I can be very focused on your reading. And I find that that's just, I've done it both ways. I've done them while I'm on camera and not on camera. I just think it's easier to do it in advance and then just get right to it. Okay, so with that, we're going to start by looking at this, the reading. We're going to interpret the cards according to astrological house. And so our first house here is Aries, which is you, how you present yourself to the world, your identity, what you want people to see. Now we have Ankh with Father Water. Father Water is the King of Cups. So yeah, you are coming across to people as, Ankh is very filled with life, filled with joy. Okay, so this is very positive. It's definitely very emotional. Some of you could be in love. I don't know, because these are both strong, very cards having to do with love and being in love. Although Father Water here also can have to do with the way that we keep our emotions under control, the way that we regulate them and only show the things that we want people to see. So this may be a rather, with Ankh, it could be a very emotional time for you right now, but you are giving the appearance certainly of keeping things in line and together and in control. But you do give off a very a joyful or loving energy right now. Second house has to do with Taurus energy. This is to do with your money, your possessions, what you value. And we have the Sister Wind card. Sister Wind is the Page of Swords, and you have it with the winged disc. So for some people, this may indicate a new contract or something to be signed. Page of Swords, to me, it's either about gathering more information about something or sometimes signing a contract if we are talking about money. Sometimes there's some scandal and gossip connected with this card, so I don't know if there's other people who are watching what you do, or maybe you feel like, somebody is, I don't know, there's this idea of somebody who, maybe working behind the scenes a little bit here. Regardless of what it means, you do have the wing disc here, and the wing disc is a card of success and overcoming obstacles in spite of any opposition that you might have. I do feel like in this position, this has more to do with some kind of a contract or an arrangement. And the one thing I'm going to say about that is that we are we're Mercury retrograde pre-shadow, and we are going to be going into Mercury retrograde fully as of as of the 13th. So this reading goes through the 10th, but we are already in pre-shadow. So definitely, if you need to sign any contracts, do it this week. Don't do it after the 13th, because any time between the 13th and January 1st is not a good time to enter into any new contracts or sign papers. But but if you do it before that, it should be okay, if that does apply to you. Otherwise, there just seems to be a situation that regarding your finances where you may need to gather some more information. But ultimately, whatever the difficulty is or that might be there, that might occur, wing disc indicates being successful and overcoming it. So if you've had money issues, that's good news. Third house has to do with communication, short journeys with siblings. And if you own your own business, this has to do with business. Third house has to do with messages generally, too. Messages, coming to and from people that may be important, may bring opportunities. So, again, take this one as it resonates, but this is, okay, so this Gemini energy here, we have the Three of Wind and we have the Isis card. So Three of Wind is a card of separation, okay? So I don't know if this is a breaking off with somebody. I don't know if this is waiting for a communication, because Isis sometimes has to do with being patient, and maybe feeling isolated, feeling like, okay, I'm separated from a person or situation. Maybe if you've been in business, maybe you've separated from somebody you've worked with recently, or maybe there's just something. Some people, this could literally be a breakup or something like that, but I don't know. There's just generally the sense of feeling like you are trying to heal from a separation, or you've experienced the sorrow of the separation. And when we have it with the Isis card, Isis would indicate, there's a need for care, for self-care. There's strong mother energy associated with this card, but it doesn't have to be about somebody's mother. There's just this idea that one should be kind to themselves and take care of themselves. So if you are feeling the sense of separation, or you've had a message about something, don't be too hard on yourself, I think is what I would say is the overall general meaning of that. Fourth house is Cancer energy, and Cancer has to do with your home, your environment, and your family. And we have the Universe with Sirius. Okay, the Universe is card, let's take a look here. Yeah, this is card 21. And this represents the end of something. So this is something that is coming to an end. When we have it with the Sirius card, Sirius has to do with, usually it's a very physical card. So I don't know if you're moving furniture, if you're, there could be some kind of physical work that's going on with regard to your house. Some people might be redecorating or doing something different, something that perhaps is requiring a lot of physical strength. But Sirius can also just have to do with innovating and thinking outside the box, like doing something different. Like there's something connected to either a home or family situation that's coming to an end, and this may require you to think differently about things. If you are moving, say if this is the end of a lease, or if you've closed on a house or something, then there could be all of this physical energy that's being put into moving potentially as well. But again, take it as it resonates. That's not going to be the interpretation for everyone. Fifth house is Leo energy, and Leo has to do with creativity, with children, with love affairs. And again, not all three are probably going to apply here, so take it as it resonates. You have Bast with the Moon. Okay, so this suggests to me, this is also about leisure and about getting out, so I feel like this is going to be a time when maybe you're getting out. Truthfully, if you're looking for a relationship and you're single, I feel like this is like about getting out and dating. But you have the Moon card here, so the Moon can indicate a situation that's confusing or that's not clear. Maybe if you've recently met somebody, you're kind of being cautious. Bastet would be about being very cautious here. So you're not really sure whether or not, this is going to go forward or go anywhere. The Moon just kind of indicates that things may be clouded and uncertain right now. And again, if we're moving into a retrograde period, then there's a chance for that to be even more so. So I would be, stay open. Bast is about giving others their due. Give as you wish to receive, I think is kind of the idea there. Acting with some caution, and following your intuition first and foremost. Both of these cards are very strong on going with your intuition and you're on something. For a creative project, this would have a lot to do with imagination. For some people, this is specifically like, dance or music or something like that. Could be connected here. But there's definitely this sense of, in a creative sense, this would be about seeking inspiration. And seeking inspiration in your imagination and in your intuition, not necessarily by trying to logically plan something out. Sixth house is Virgo energy, and this has to do with health, any jobs that you might have, and any worries that you might have as well. Excuse me. And you have Sister Water with Lotus. Sister Water is like the Page of Cups. And so, yeah, there does seem to be something that's in its infancy. So there's some new beginning. This could be a message from someone. Sometimes this particular page can represent an apology from someone. So if that resonates, it could be a situation where maybe there's been a disagreement and somebody apologizes. But these are generally messages about love. They're about, pages bring new emotional situations, shall we say. And the fact that we have it with Lotus does seem to indicate there's something that may be worrying you, that you need to be able to relax the mind. Maybe you're feeling even a bit vulnerable about something with the page of Sister Water here, or the Page of Cups. So I think there's a sense of needing to be able to, again, there's a lot of, it was interesting to me how much water there is in some of these places for you, Sag, because you tend to be a very open fire sign, very gregarious, very friendly, very willing to, needing freedom, but willing to kind of expand the way that you're thinking. But this, to me, kind of indicates that you may be feeling a bit vulnerable right now. So really, there's a need to maybe just, take some time out to de-stress. Sometimes meditation is good with this kind of a thing. But yeah, there's definitely this sense of, I feel like there's just some need here to refresh and recharge. What did I see over here? Yeah, I'm seeing Isis over here. I don't know. There may be some kind of a hurt or a wounding or some sense of isolation, maybe that's connected to this. That's possible that these two are connected, but take it as it resonates. 7th house is Libra energy, and this has to do with your relationships. Usually legal relationships or committed ones, so marriages, business partnerships, something that's a little bit more serious than the love affairs down here. Now you've got Pyramid with Father Wind. Okay, Father Wind is the King of Swords. Okay, so yeah, this indicates a person potentially who is being, very clinical, very logical, somewhat detached, maybe not very emotional. Maybe that's where this 3 of Wind, maybe you're feeling hurt or feeling separated. Maybe if this is about a love affair, maybe you're feeling confused about where you're at. Again, all that's possible. It's something that seems to be developing in this narrative for at least somebody who's watching this. May not be for everybody. But there's definitely a sense of emotional detachment here, whether this is a spouse, a partner, whether this is you. There's this idea of somebody who may be very logical and maybe not particularly romantic. But you have it with the Pyramid card. So the Pyramid card indicates tests or test situations. So I feel like, again, I'm going to go back to this following your instincts on something. There may be something where you're being challenged and tested. If this is about love and about marriage or about the prospect of marriage or maybe even something within a marital relationship, this would be saying to me that this is, hang tight. There's, this person may feel tested as well, or they may be feeling challenged, and maybe that's why they're responding in this way. So just hang tight and see where things go. Again, we're moving into a retrograde period. I feel like it's very easy to misinterpret people and their motives. If this has to do with business, then there's definitely seems to be, this would have to do more with challenging situation that perhaps you and your business partner need to approach logically. Okay, 8th house. Scorpio energy. This has to do with transformation, other people's money. Okay, you've got the 4 of Earth with the Crook and Flail. So I don't know. Sometimes this can indicate, Crook and Flail can sometimes indicate legal matters. It may indicate something more generally, though. I feel like it has to do with self-discipline, self-confidence, allowing yourself to be seen, receiving justice or fairness with something. And the 4 of Earth indicates something that, it's kind of like hanging on to what you've got. Usually this is in the realm of finance, but it can be something else. It can be this sense of not wanting a change right now, wanting to create some kind of structure or stability or get into some kind of disciplined routine, and maybe wanting to establish that security and power to maybe gain confidence in something, okay? Because it does seem to me like there may be some situations here that maybe have rattled your confidence a little bit. So this, I think right now, what your transformative task is to allow yourself to feel stable enough to take another risk and to move beyond this. Because with the 4 of Earth, it can be about us establishing a foundation and stability, but ultimately we have to move past that. You can't stay in this spot forever, and there may not be a need to. Usually shows the guy in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck who's like sitting there with some pentacles around him, and he's clutching one of them to his chest. You have to let go of things and you have to let go and make those sacrifices in order to move ahead. And speaking of such things, we've got your house, Sagittarius. This is the house of expansion. So it's the house of long distance travel, of higher education, deep thought, philosophy, religion, things like that. You have the buckle of Isis here. This is about making a sacrifice. something that you give up is going to be rewarded, whether it's an idea that you're clinging to, whether it's, a sacrifice you're making to maybe complete a degree, maybe to go on a trip. I don't know. There's something here about expanding your horizons and making sacrifices to do so. And you've got it with the 9 of Water, which is great because this is a card of satisfaction, of gaining wishes, okay? So I feel like this is you, whatever it is you give up or let go of right now is going to lead you to exactly where you want to be. So this is definitely about expanding your horizons in some fashion. You can take that as it resonates. Okay, so 10th house, this is Capricorn energy, and Cap has to do with your reputation, your fame, your career, how others, what your reputation is, what you're offering the world. And you have Mother Fire, which is the Queen of Wands, with Anubis. Okay, so yeah, Queen of Wands is very, very strong, potent energy that has to do with, again, this is the fiery woman who is very attractive. I mean, you are Sag, so this could be you. But somebody who's very visible, very attractive, and comes across, Queen of Wands is one of those energies that sometimes comes across as aggressive to people, definitely comes across as confident. And it's one of those energies that people either love or hate. They may feel that this person is too action-oriented, too, maybe too aggressive or too blunt or too something, There can be that energy associated with the Queen of Wands. Because like the King of Wands, she's somebody who seeks to get what she wants. Now, it doesn't have to be a female, just as the King of Wands doesn't have to be a male. But there is definitely this strong energy of being visible, of being attractive to people. And again, that really fits in with what we're seeing in your first house here, of you being seen as somebody who's emotionally got it together, or who's got, joyful and so forth. Now, Anubis here, though, does seem to indicate a modicum of protection. So I don't know if you've been worried about losing a job. Maybe this is saying, no, your job is protected for now. This could also indicate a journey or movement in connected with work, because Anubis does frequently have to do with travel. In any case, it could be any situations in your work that are difficult or are challenging. This is the idea of being able to take the rough with the smooth, of being able to laugh at things, have a sense of humor. That's definitely associated with Anubis here. And just being able to kind of go with the flow of things. So, you definitely have very, very strong energy. You're definitely perceived as somebody who is very attractive, who is a leader, who is, inspirational in some way. And so definitely go with the flow there. But this also may be about protecting some of your boundaries here as well. So take that as it resonates with regard to career. 11th house is Aquarius energy. This is friendships. This is your networks, of all kinds, social networks, business and otherwise. This also has to do with your goals and aspirations. Okay, we have the 7 of Fire with Horus. Yeah, there's this strong energy here of standing your ground, sticking to your guns. There's some place in which maybe you're feeling challenged by other people or criticized, and you're feeling like you know what's right, and you're gonna stand in your own power here. And you have it with Horus. So Horus, again, I feel like this is Leo energy, but I feel like there's a connection here to this Mother Fire energy. Somebody who is popular, someone who is charismatic, somebody who has a lot of friends, somebody who is seen as an inspiration or heroic in some way. So, so definitely this is saying, be inspired, be courageous, stand your ground. I mean, it's definitely, with the 4 of Earth over here too, there's definitely this sense of, kind of being strong and courageous in what it is that you're doing. And I feel like that also has something to do with Father Water too, in the sense of, keeping yourself under control, keeping your emotions under control, keeping things together. And this is just a great card for friendship overall, or for your networks. This is the idea that you are going to perhaps be spending a lot of time with people, that you're going to be very popular, and be able to enjoy your time with people. But there's also this sense of standing your ground on some particular thing, perhaps with regard to your goals. And 12th house, this is Pisces energy. This has to do with what's hidden, okay? If the first house is what people see, this is what people don't see. So this has to do with imagination, your fears, that kind of stuff. Yeah, we've got the Scarab with the Lovers. So there's a fear of change here. And the Lovers indicates the need to make a decision about something. So I think there is a certain decision that perhaps you are putting off. I'm seeing all this energy of standing your ground, right? Staying where you are. So there's some kind of a fear here there's a change that you know is inevitable, but I think there's some fear surrounding that. But ultimately, things do change, and the fact that it's happening here, this change is very deep, happening on a very deep transformational level. I mean, over here, you're trying to stay steady. The 8th house and the 12th house are very similar in their attributes. So over here, there's you trying to kind of hang on, and this is telling you, okay, you're going to need to make a change. There's a lot of 4s here too. So I feel like that means that there's something that has reached a level of accomplishment, something that you can, feel good about. I mean, some initial stage of something is completed, but there is going to be a need to move on and to move forward. And in fact, we're moving from the 4s to the 5s. You've got the 5 of fire. So this is about competition. It doesn't have to be a serious difficulty, but this could be quarrels. This could be people pushing back. This could be why you feel the inclination to stand your ground. There could be some competitive energy in the environment here that you feel, or some kind of a struggle. And you have it with air. So air indicates the need to detach from something, to take a step back, to look at it. Definitely keeping communication open on a lot of things. And when I see it with this, I feel like you may be in a situation where you're either struggling with yourself, okay? You're because you do have this fear of change up here, or other people may be reflecting that inner fear. They may be saying or doing things that make you feel very defensive about where you're at. But this is telling you to keep an open mind, stay flexible, detach, step back from a situation. That may be also why you have the lotus over here in terms of your worries. When you meditate, you want to almost act as if your life is a movie that you're watching. Like stand back and watch it as though you are the viewer and not the participant. You also might want to look at something from the point of view of if you're in a indecisive situation, if this was your best friend or somebody you really loved, how would you advise them? That's another way to look at it too. That's something that takes you emotionally out of a situation. And it could be even something that's good or good news, but you may be looking at, I don't know, there may be, like anything, there may be these different aspects. And there does seem to be this sense of being cut off from somebody here. So, or somebody who's being very, very cold about something. So, I don't know. But ultimately, you want to be able to step back and look at the big picture here. Your extra card here is from the Essential Oil Oracle, and the oil blend is called Encouraging. And what this card says is that the key word is motivation. The trigger statement is, I don't know where to start. The true statement is, I take action now. As you will find the clarity and ability to create now. This is your time to make things happen. And wow, you've got this mother fire here in terms of what you're offering to people. So, but the moon over here is saying, I don't know where to start, but you will... You just need to take a bigger view of the situation. Don't let others influence you. I think there is a need to sort of stand your ground and not let yourself be influenced by, say, the opinions of others in what you know is right. So, and being willing to drop something is going to bring you your wishes here. In terms of maybe something you've been... I don't know. Like I said, that's your energy. That's Sagittarius energy. So ultimately, I feel like your expansion is the better way to go rather than contraction. That's it for this week. I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, please do consider subscribing, like this video, and leave me a comment if you so choose. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next.